Hello and welcome to this impromptu live stream. It's me, Tony, Poop Scoops for Noobs, Poop Scoops for Noobs. I'm here with my good friend Rick from the Poop Valet. How are you doing, Rick?
I'm doing okay. It's been a great day here. How about you?
It's been an amazing day. Lots of interviews, lots of shit being picked up, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
I wanted to do this live stream because there's a lot of new scoopers just jumping into the industry. There's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of good, a lot of bad with being a pooper scooper. So today we're going to dive deep into the ugly truth about starting a pet waste removal business. How does that sound, Rick?
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
It's been. When did you start your scooping business? Can you give the audience a little background about like just your scooping journey?
Yeah. I started December 2022. So we're coming up on 3 years. Um, we're sitting around 100 recurring clients right now. Things have kind of stalled. Mental health issues got in the way, and depression, anxiety. And so I've become a champion of that. And yeah, things are really picking up right now.
That's actually a really good segue to like one of the topics I want to talk about, burnout. Like you talk a lot about your own mental health issues online. I'm always been a huge proponent on just mental health stuff. I talked about my own struggles with mental health in on my YouTube channel. So, how have you seen your mental health either get better or get worse before you were a business owner and then now that you are a business owner?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I spent most of my career in social service type jobs and was a part time hockey reporter for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Uh, but I got burnt out, and I ended up on disability for 14 years, and I it was tough getting off the couch. My wife said to me, "Why don't you start something part time? Because going back to a full time job isn't in the cards for you. Start something part time." And so got thinking about a niche, found this one, and right away I started to feel a confidence, and I noticed that my anxiety periods were decreasing, even though wearing the seven hats of running a small business. I still, I was invigorated, and things really, my mind cleared doing this. I've still had a few setbacks, but all in all, owning a business, starting a business has been pretty good for my mental health.
Would you say it's been one of the most challenging things you've done in your life?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, starting a business, becoming an entrepreneur is that's a tough one. Yeah.
I would I would wholeheartedly agree. Before I started scooping, I was a manager and I had at one point 16 people reporting to me, and that's where I learned about my own abilities as a leader, having people actually like follow you and making sure work gets done. And then COVID happened and the entire world got upended, and I lost half of my team to layoffs because of that company. And then I made the decision I would never have a company dictate my destiny ever again. And
Yeah.
that's when the idea of starting a poop scooping business actually started for me. So then I began my poop scooping business in December of 2020, and I was still working that full time job.
Yeah.
And I worked that job plus growing my scooping business plus doing content online. That's three full time jobs essentially. And I did that for three and a half years. And it really burnt me out. And it's one of those things where you don't even know you're burning both ends of the candle at the same time until everything just hits you at once. And for me, it was a lot of just staying in bed, a lot of not wanting to not watch YouTube, or like just let my mind just watch all this rot online, or not shower, not take care of myself, not brush my teeth, not eat. Like these are the things that people don't really talk about
Yeah.
when you're starting something new, when you feel like you're all over the place, you don't know what you're doing, and it's hard if you don't have a community that supports you. Um, but that's why I wanted to talk about burnout, because like you and I, we both had very bad mental health episodes. Um, and through scooping, I've been able to find, I don't want to be corny, but like it has given me purpose to have a business where I'm supporting my community, I'm taking care of dogs, I'm providing value to a community, having poop scoops for noobs.
Yeah, I'm with you. It just as things progressed and I started to pick up clients, I got invigorated more and more, and just wanting to add another client, and that feeling of success really made a difference for my mental health. Um, I'm on less medications, and I speak openly. Like when I go to Chamber of Commerce events, I'm always championing mental health, talking about it, and how my life changed so much by starting this business. I know the topic is ugly truth, about starting a pet waste removal service, but you know, as much it can as there's a lot of barriers and it's really tough starting the business. This has been really good for me. It's been really good.
Courtney from San Diego Scoop Squad, scoop scoop. She says hello, my friends.
Hey, Court.
It's good to see you, Courtney.
Yeah.
No, but 100%, 100%, Rick. Like starting my scooping business has made me have more confidence in myself. It's forced me. I'm naturally an introverted person. I get people tell me all the time, like, you're introverted. You seem so confident. You're always so uptight or bubbly. Not uptight, but uplifting and bubbly. And I'm always like screaming internally inside. Like
Yeah.
we were we were prepping for this live stream like a couple of minutes ago. And you saw how nervous I was like
Yeah.
before we press live, but it I can only be myself, and like being a pooper scooper, being a business owner, being surrounded by other like-minded people like you. Rick, you and I we're in a group chat,
Yeah.
and you one day you were very vulnerable to us, and like you shared about like some of the mental health stuff that happened. And then can you share with the audience what happened after you shared that moment? What did everyone else in the group chat do?
Yeah. We've got a small group of friends that get together and chat about our businesses and challenges, and just by opening up to the group, I felt relieved because the reactions I got from you guys was fantastic, like so supportive, and I felt kind of like if I open up and tell this story, I might lose two out of the 5 or 6 friends that we had chatting together, and it was complete opposite. Like everybody was so good about it, and it's almost like that was a win and a confident booster, um, just on its own. And yeah, it's meant so much to me, and that's why I'm big in the community. Absolutely love pet waste removal. Landscapers, they tend to be cutthroat. Roofers, they're cutthroat. But pooper scoopers, it's not really like that. Everybody's always so helpful. If I say to you, hey, can we hop on a call and talk about our finances for the business, or how do I use job? First time I met you was at the APOS convention 2 years ago in Myrtle Beach, and I talked about Jobber, and you were a big user of Jobber at the time, and I said, I'm thinking about this. He said, you said, yeah, let's go to your room and hop on your laptop. And you went through Jobber and, sent me a spreadsheet on how to start it up and use it. And like, that's just a community that's just amazing. And, John Noonan does the same thing. If I ever need something, I send him a message. Let's hop on a call. Cole Burning, same thing.
Cole's amazing. John's amazing. You're amazing.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. But it's just a great group of people. And Courtney, who's watching from this, same thing. You ask and she'll spend the time with you.
And when you sent your message to the group chat, everyone also talked about how burnt out they were and how depressed they were. So like the feeling of existential dread, like being a business owner, because once you decide to jump into entrepreneurship, your brain does not turn off. There is always something to do, and there's not enough time to do any of it. And so it was just, I thought it was super fascinating, but it also made me really sad for everyone, how everyone's immediate reaction to like your own burnout and depression was like, me too. I'm feeling the same way.
Well, I look at all the new scoopers that have just started in the past, say, 2 months. Absolute worst time to be starting a business.
You think so?
Business when the summer is dry, because there's an ugly truth to realizing that you're not going to gain very many customers in the summer compared to what you can get in the fall or winter or spring. So it can be tough on a lot of people, and that burnout is very real. And I think most of us have definitely experienced it.
And I'm surprised you mentioned the whole summertime thing, because it really is the most difficult time period to start a poop scooping business. I'm not saying it's impossible.
No.
But it also takes exponentially more effort during the summertime for most areas, because this is when historically people's desire for a clean yard is the lowest, because they already had a clean yard. They've been cleaning their yard since the 4th of July or whatever holidays. What's a good summer holiday the Canadians have?
Ours are very similar to yours. Actually, Monday is civic holiday.
Are you getting an uptick of people like reaching out for like a one-time cleanup before the holiday?
No, I see other scoopers talk about that, but I never do. Very seldom do.
Yeah, Courtney said this is typically our busiest time, and it's even been slower for us. So I think part of that is just the additional competition everywhere. There's more businesses available for a finite number of dog owners, which is just the reality of an industry maturing. But I also think outside of Courtney, because like San Diego is such a weird area, it sucks being a pooper super during the summertime. It's hot as hell. You don't get nearly as many customers. If you have shitty sanitation practices or whatever, like if you haul the waste away, for example, and you don't double bag it, it smells so bad because it's just the summertime. Are you still hauling?
Yeah, we haul, and some say we haul ass too, because it's fairly quick, but we haul. And in our part of Ontario, Canada, it's not as easy to put poop in the garbage. It's kind of frowned upon, especially in larger amounts. So hauling is really the only option for me at this point.
Yeah, me too. I hate the fact that I haul. If I honestly though, like if I could do it any differently, I probably wouldn't, because it still allows me to have a higher tier level of service, well, white glove experience. And frankly, some customers really don't want dog poop in their garbage cans.
Yeah. And if you don't haul and customer wants, for an add-on fee, it's not a bad idea to do it for those clients that are willing to pay a bit extra for it. I think Courtney, um, SD Scoop Squad,
You
I
just
think
stopped
she just stopped
hauling.
hauling. Yeah,
Yeah, you read my mind because
yeah,
I don't want to doom and gloom everyone saying like hauling is the way you need to be a pooper sweeper. This is your business. You can do whatever you want.
yeah,
Courtney used to haul, and she
yeah.
said it became a logistical nightmare having 4 or 5 employees all in different areas and only one dumpster.
Yeah.
So she just made the decision to stop hauling waste away. And I don't want to speak for her, but a majority of Courtney just said tomorrow's the day we stop. Yeah, that's crazy. Um,
I don't think she had much blowback.
yeah, she didn't have any blowback.
Okay, yeah.
There wasn't any, as far as I know, there wasn't any person who complained about it. So that's an option for people. If you really don't want to haul the waste away, don't haul it. But also, damn, Courtney said no one canceled. That's
Oh,
crazy.
perfect. Yeah.
What up, John?
Hey,
What's
Mr.
going on,
Newton,
fellas? How are you?
living the
Doing
dream.
really, dude. Courtney let all of her customers know that she's not hauling anymore, and no one canceled.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I would have thought, 2 or 3% maybe, but that's fantastic.
I'm surprised.
But
Yeah.
from what I understand, her clients really love her, and she does Wizzy Wash. She does some extras that I think really helps eliminate some of that churn that she might have otherwise experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And
Man.
her branding right now is amazing.
And her content is
Yeah.
amazing
And
too.
if you haven't followed Courtney, SD Scoop Squad, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
100% follow Courtney. She's one of the best content creators for Pooper Scoopers.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's very, very authentic and great in front of the camera. She does well.
Yeah, what's good about her content is like it just comes natural to her. Like you could tell, like very good at speaking. I'm not good at speaking to the camera. I am not. That's a skill and a half right there.
And I tell people all the time, like especially with so many Pooper Scoopers using the same AI generated ads, like you have to put yourself in front of the camera to differentiate yourself from everyone else using the same ChatGPT prompts.
100%. Yeah, they want to see that's the one that like I get recognized at gas stations, wherever I go. Like, oh, you're the poop guy because I'm like it's just me.
100%. It's
Yeah.
so funny because I'll go to a Lowell's and an employee would just be staring at me until they come up to me and say like, "Oh, I've seen your videos on Facebook. They're really funny. You're the poop guy." It's weird going out in public and being recognized as a poop guy or gal.
Yep.
They're like, I used your link for Jobber.
I wish. Joshua Rose, yo Rick, Joshua with Poo Poo Wranglers. Thank you for the love on IG, man. Just stopped by to show you love, brother.
Thanks, Joshua. That's great. I appreciate that. Yeah, Poo Poo Wranglers. I've been checking out their Instagram very well. There's a lot of people doing a lot of good things, but they're the ugly truth. There's like deciding whether you're going to haul waste or not. Like, that's a big decision, and you can sit on that for quite a while before you make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
CLS Lawn and Pest. What up? What up? What up? John, thank you for joining us today. We were just talking about burnout, and I know you've been going through it like the last couple of months. You don't have to say anything specific, but what's the reality of being a business owner, and like how does that positively and negatively affect your mental health?
Yeah, I mean, burnout's a real thing. I get it every year around this time. It's always around this time. So I think it's like a mixture of, things getting slow, like I'm just used to growth, and it's just hard to see, the slow season, spring, fall, winter, it's just that summertime slow. I feel like there's always something going on. I'm constantly putting out fires with employees or something going on. It's always like this time. I'm better under pressure, like constant, like just busy. But what's helping with burnout is, I don't know, I try not to let it get me too much. I mean, what I like to do is pick up a new hobby or something to take my mind off of it. So like I've been playing a lot more pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yeah, doing that and listening to podcasts and learn. What helps me out is like learning new things and like how can I implement that in the business and re-spark my interest, to go all in. So I'll
Ju-
find something new, like what can we do better? And then I'm like, okay, let's cool. Let's try this. And then I kind of get like those juices flowing again.
Honestly, John, you're probably one of the best implementers I've ever met. Like you come up with so many ideas and then you just act on it. And
Automate.
that and that's why your business is like so much far ahead compared to like a majority of people because so many people spend their days thinking about an idea and trying to make it perfect and
Mhm.
they never act on it. And version 1 is always better than version none. And
Exactly.
you have a shit ton of version 1s. I have a shit ton of version 1s and then I can't get to version 2. So how have you been able to always get to the next level? Cuz for me, I I'm so good at starting stuff. I went to the mastermind last week in Cleveland, and one of the things that they told me was I'm a great visionary. I can come up with a lot of
Mhm.
ideas, but I need to accept the fact that I can't implement, and I have to hire people to do the ideas for me. Does that
Sure.
make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it really also it comes down to like how much time do you have really too. If you're out scooping all the time, it is kind of hard to implement all these new things. But I look at like this weakness as like something positive when it comes to business, but I have a very like addictive personality when it comes to things like not like super, I'm not like into
No,
drugs or
for
anything like that. No, I'm like, but I go all in. Like when I have something new, like I'll stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning. Like this has got to get done. I get so hyped up and I can't wait. And yeah, and then just trying new things. You just do it. I don't know. Like procrastination leads to stress for me. So like stress, like yeah, stress is caused by procrastination, and that's the worst. Is like coming home after a long day, you got to do this. You got this email. I know it sucks. Just do it. Or I have a great team of technicians. I got my in-house admin. I used to hire virtual assistants. Now I have like a local person working from home, and that's been game changer too. She's helping with ideas, like the new idea we posted on Facebook today about the drawing contest that we're doing, like back to school. So it's nice to be able to bounce ideas with someone, have that go-to person on your team, and then just hold each other accountable. So I do recommend if anyone can afford it. Business coach is definitely worth it. Have them hold you accountable. Find someone. You just need someone there to guide you and really hold you accountable. Otherwise, you're just kind of just coasting, which that brings your business down. You can't just keep coasting. So just you got an idea, just do it. Just figure it out. Block scheduling is huge. Dedicate these times a day to this. Just got to get it done.
And actually, keeping the promises that you make to yourself. Because if you say, I'm going to block out Saturday and do all these things and you don't do it, then that's just another reminder to yourself of like your lack of accountability, your lack of self discipline. And that's how people go into a spiral. At least for me, like I'll think about, oh my God, should I really be sitting here with Ashley watching these shows when I have all these emails that I need to be doing? Oh, but it's okay. I can just get to those emails tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes because something else
Sure.
happens. So it's just an endless cycle.
Yeah, yeah. I don't watch TV. I don't. I watch YouTube videos usually about like Hermosi or something when I'm watching or like when I'm eating dinner and then I'm back on the computer or doing something else. I don't watch TV. I don't have a subscription to anything. None of that. Like a lot of people tell me like, oh, I don't have much time. The first question I ask, let me see your screen time on your phone, and then let me see how many hours a day. And so I put limits on all my apps. I know you can bypass it, but I only allow myself a certain amount of time on each app. And then, like, if I go on TikTok, I'll be on there all day. So I still
How
find
many
myself like, oh, I gotta get off that. So
how many customers do you have?
550, a little over
And
550.
listen to John's discipline about not having any subscriptions, monitoring screen time. These are the traits why he has 500 plus customers.
Hmm.
Let
Yeah,
me
you're gonna get distracted. It's natural, this day and age. Those dopamine rushes, TikTok or Instagram Reels, whatever. But yeah, that was because then there's nothing worse because when you're done, hours of watching it, you just get like depressed. You're like, man, I could have done so much, and then now your whole day is ruined because you're just upset at yourself. At least that's how I get. I'm very hard on myself when it comes to that kind of stuff. I think naturally, as entrepreneurs, we're all competitive. We're naturally hard on ourselves and driven, and I think it just makes things even worse. So
let me kind of switch topics a little bit, but it's related. If we're talking about ugly truths in the business, how about the switch between being a solo scooper to scaling where you need employees? And for me, that's kind of been ugly to make that transition to have employees. It's not easy, and people think, "Oh, I'll just scale the business and grow quickly." And a lot of people can say that, but not everybody can do it. And both of you have done that very well, especially you, John. But I guess to be able to scale, you got to be able to put those blocks of time away, and there's a bunch of ways. Taylor was here. It's Taylor from CLS, friend of ours.
I was just waiting for a good time to give him a shout out.
Yeah.
Good to have you here, Taylor, and see you later. But Courtney said John is an icon, respect. And I like your new art contest, John. It's such a good idea.
Thanks, Courtney. That was my new admin's idea.
Good.
But to go to your point, Rick, I'm still trying to figure that out. I had two employees. I fired one of them. I fired 2 VAs. I'm in the process of hiring a video editor to help me with this YouTube stuff. I'm pondering the idea of hiring a graphic designer to just help me with more social media stuff. I want to let go of stuff. It just comes down to being able to afford it.
Yeah.
that's my struggle right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that really ultimately comes down to that. I mean, thankfully, I'm in a different situation. Like when I first was going solo and hiring people, it was just me. Like I'm not married. I don't have kids. It's a lot easier. Like in my shoes, I don't have too much over my head. I pay myself when I first started just enough to pay bills and just enough to get by. Yeah, there was more like profits and stuff. I want to reinvest that into marketing, CRM, automations, so that's where we are today. So, you know what I mean? Because you know how big I am on automation and all that stuff, software. So yeah, I mean, that was like golden for me. Was just, obviously when you're making all this money, you want to keep it, but you got to live lean at first, at least for the first little bit. And then now I got, this money, and I don't know what to do with it. So now thankfully, I was able to put all that back in the business. Now I have all this money, and my financial advisor was like, hey, we got to do something. So let's start 401ks, let's start insurance, let's start profit sharing. So now we're going to get into all that too. And then now it's going to boost team morale and keep them on longer.
You're going to start doing profit sharing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
per you don't have to say specifics, but like percentage of yard, for example, or
it's going to come down like quarterly.
Hmm.
Yeah, quarterly. We're still punching out the numbers and whatnot.
If they meet specific metrics, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so ultimately it's based on performance, like longevity. Obviously, my senior tech is going to get more. He's been here forever, and so on, so on. So you really got to prove your worth. You know what I mean? But yeah, so numbers we're still finalizing right now because I've never actually offered insurance or 401k, any of that stuff. So we're kind of figuring all that out now.
Now, if we're talking about ugly truths, is we don't have to say specifics or names, right? This is all allegedly. Does anyone have any ugly truths regarding employees?
Yeah.
Like a specific instance, or are you talking about just overall?
It could be either or. Because I have, there's always hilarious stories about specific people, but I don't want to put anyone on blast, Because I've heard horror stories of someone posted it on Facebook, they found one of their employees drunk, driving with bottles of alcohol in the truck. That's a thing. Or people under the influence of something and they get in an accident.
Well, here in Canada, we have a huge spring rush because of all the snow melt. And my lead technician quit without any notice on the first day of spring rush. So we probably lost, we figure between $4,000 and $5,000 because we just didn't have time to hire somebody and train them and onboard them and whatnot. So we just went out, and my wife and I and whoever else we could find, we just went out and scooped as much as we could, and took the hit on losing that money.
Employees that's the most stressful part of the business, honestly. In my point, like in my experience, is employees. That's the most stressful because I feel like you got to put out fires. They're gonna hide things. They don't want to get in trouble. We have dash camera. I mean, Anthony, you know some of the stories.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, they're always going to try to hide things, try to cut corners. But you just have to make it known that we're a service business. We're here to provide a service for customers, and I make it from the beginning. I tell everyone we need to treat these clients like it's like you're treating one of your family members. Like you got to treat them with respect. And I may sign your checks, but they pay your checks. Like they're the ones, the reasons why we all have jobs. Without them, there is no company. You know what I mean? So
and sorry, and it's super intimate. It's weird to say, but it's very intimate, like being a poopy scooper, because you're going into someone's personal property. You're literally picking up their shit, and a lot of people are ashamed and embarrassed at the state of their yard. So you're helping people in a state of like vulnerability, and the reality is, at least in my opinion, as a solo scooper, it's awesome because you get to know every single one of your customers. But at a specific point, 100 to 150 plus customers, it's impossible for you to know every single one of your customers. I have customers now that I don't know what their house looks like or what their yard looks like. Most of the time, you're not even going to know what your customers look like because they either stay inside or they're working while you're servicing their yard. But then that problem in itself just gets worse because you have employees that are representing you and your values, and they're interacting with the customer, but they might not do a situation how you normally would do it. And that's why processes and documentation and just constantly training people on how to do a certain scenario is so important. But also hiring for like their personality and like shared values. If not to get political, right? But if you lean left and you hire someone who leans right, you're just going to inherently clash because of core values, and that's just going to make things even more difficult for your employee and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The strategy I found is, sorry, John, I cut you off. Strategy I found, instead of having one full-time employee that can quit at any time or call in sick for 2 or 3 days with the flu, I have 2 part-timers, and they're both hungry for hours. So one gets 3 days, one gets 2 days. And then, if one is sick, the other one is jumping at his hours. So that's really worked out well for us.
Good. Yeah, I took Cole's approach about having people on the back end, so I have 2 people that I can reach out to at any time to fill in for days off.
Yep.
So,
How does that work? Do they just know they have open availability whenever?
yeah, I mean, one's retired. One is the wife of a business owner, and she just kind of wants hours just to get out of the house. So, yeah, she said just reach out to both of them. Reach out to them whenever. Need someone, let me know if they're available. If not, then I'll just go out and scoop it. So that's what's nice about being on the back end too, is if anyone's sick, now I can go out and scoop some yards. I mean, I kind of like doing it. It's nice to get out and be involved with the scooping, so I still get what's going on. Like I can see like how can we improve things. Like we're revamping a lot this summer, so that's what kind of sparked up my interest. We're switching CRMs. We have a different systems going on. So taking this time to, I feel like I'm at a stage now where, I mean, I need to do more and have more systems. So I'm finding a software that could do a lot more if we had a lot more clientele, because there's a lot. The busier you get, you realize there's a lot more time spent on certain things. Like there's a lot of admin work, like tedious tasks that there's got to be something more simple.
Do you have an example?
Let's say,
Like what's one thing you're trying to solve with your new CRM?
so I already solved it, but one of the things is hunting down payment. You know how it is, like automatic payment failed and whatnot. This new software will try charging that card every single day, texts every day, and we have a certain policy where, because we do most, like half our clients are still like post bill, like day of. Once we hit complete and Jobber, it charges them. So they have 6 days to pay until their visits are canceled before their next one. So we got burned so many times. So now the CRM will charge their card every single day up until the 6th day. On the 6th day, it sends us a to-do. Hey, Jane Doe hasn't paid to cancel their visits. Otherwise, we write on a Google Sheet. Now we have to like look every single, like what we would do is say Jane Doe payment failed. We put their due date in there. So every morning we're like checking to see whose payment's due today. And like that just takes forever. So now we have this and different things too. Like let's say I can add a tag to someone that says like aggressive dog, you know what I mean, on this new software. Add a tag. So now if we send it, we can send a custom on my way text that's automated to that person. So like if you have different tags for certain people, and so let's say aggressive dog, I can have a custom template where once we send an on my way text, if tag exists for aggressive dog, say this instead of this. So for the aggressive dog one, it's going to say, hey, like, so, we need confirmation that it's safe to enter. So it's, hey, we're on our way. Text us back or give us a call that it's safe to enter. So there's that. You can do that. And as a built-in, if you had to skip a service, that alerts the office why you skipped the service. And it'll text them, hey, unfortunately, we weren't able to scoop your yard today. Due to this, we'll be back next week. So there's a lot more explaining. Then we were texting the client, say, hey, we had to skip due to the dogs in the yard, all that. So it does a lot. Yeah, it was just a lot of time because our techs are taking their time to screenshot the name, text the office, hey, I couldn't do this one because of this. And, one technician had like 4 of them today. And, there's like 20 minutes right there. Texting the office, and then there's 20, 30 minutes of the office reaching out to them. So there goes like an hour saved. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nightmare just doing like invoices for 200 customers. I can't even imagine like 500 plus.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just the name of the game. But this new software's got some things that Jobber doesn't, but there's gonna be some workarounds. But they're always improving, doing better. So hopefully that these new features will be up. So I'm willing to take that small little things that Jobber doesn't quite have yet, but save some time on the back end and for our techs. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's the limitation of Jobber, right? It's not built for recurring service.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly not created for pooper scoopers, but it works very well.
Exactly.
But there's just little things that just...
It's amazing software.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna poo-poo it because it's helped me. It's helped all of us get to like where we're at now.
Absolutely.
But just like every piece of software, there's always going to be something that could be done differently or better, or something that you specifically want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, every business is different. I mean, you're going to find things that like, hey, we got to make this better. Like, how are we going to make this better? And then just find other softwares that integrate with Jobber, or if they don't, then find one that does, So that's kind of point like that we got to. Like the routing is going to be easier. You guys know how the routing is with Jobber. Yeah, gate photos.
CRMs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, sending gate photos will be easy too. We send them through text message now, all automatic, and all that stuff. So yeah, you just find things like I want a better experience for the customers, better experience for the office staff, and better for the technicians. And so we're always going to keep improving. The hardest part though is we had to get all their card info over to this new one. I'm just nervous about that, but we'll see.
That's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, they can't transfer it over, unfortunately.
And at 550 clients.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it in batches of like 100
So,
because
so if we're talking about invoicing, saving cards on file nightmares, that goes into a perfect segue of customer nightmares as an ugly truth. Like being a business owner in any service business or any business in general, you're going to have amazing customers and you're going to have the shittiest shitty customers. So do you guys have any crazy stories on just customer nightmares? People who didn't want to pay you, for example, or didn't want to add a card on file?
mm, I get people that kind of get. Can I cuss on here? Like shitty.
That's shitty.
They get. Yeah. They
That's
get.
what we deal with.
I mean, people will get. Yeah, they'll. You're always gonna have difficult customers, but I really don't mind dropping them. It's not the customer you want. So like simple. Someone doesn't want to give me their number or email to get a quote. All right, that's fine. Go find someone else. Like, I'm not gonna worry about it. But customer nightmares, man. I've had some yard nightmares, but I don't know about customer nightmares. That's what's it's nice about the poop scoop industry. If you mess up, just refund the visit or count the next one. It's really no biggie. Like if we were like in the roofing industry or something like that, and something like that's a whole different disaster. That's what's nice about poop. It's like if someone complains, like we'll either rescoop it or refund or count their next one. Like it's not that big of a deal.
The two biggest risks are a dog escaping or a dog biting you or hurting someone else. If those two things happen, anything else can happen. But if it's those two things that happen, you're immediately the worst person in the entire world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean we've had some dog bites, canceled people do that. I mean I had one lady. This is like probably the biggest customer nightmare, I guess. We sent an on my way text, and originally got there, and the doggy door was open, and then so the 5 dogs got out, and my technician left, and thankfully he wasn't bit. But we texted them the reason why we had to skip and your dogs were out, and she's like, "Oh, so sorry about that. Can you come back in the afternoon? I'll have my daughter lock it up." I was like, "Oh yeah, we could swing back. We'll swing back at the end of the day. And get if things happen." So we sent an. I said, "Like, are you sure that we can come back?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll make sure." Sent an on my way text. We arrived, get back there. He's about halfway done, and the dogs get let out again.
Oh no!
He gets bit. So I call her screaming. I'm like, "What? You just said that we were good." She's like, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "I get it, but hey, he's on his way to the not emergency room. He's on his way to the urgent care right now. I need your shot records right away, and we can't service you anymore. You're a liability." And she got a little upset. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It's not my responsibility. You said we were good. We're the service provider. Like, you need to watch out for that. It's on you. And then she ended up reaching out like 3 months later, saying she no longer lives there. She actually moves to a different property. I want to know if we can service it. And I was like, no. I was like, we're not servicing you or that property ever again.
Too much risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even the dogs are not there. I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because then you don't want your technicians to be scared to do their job. You don't want them to quit. Like, I'm very big on that. I'll drop a client if it's for safety. Like, yeah, you're going to get dropped. Like, our crew should not be nervous to do their job. Like, I don't want them to look over.
Yeah, and that's why, and that's why you have employees that stay with you for a really long time, because you actually fight for them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm very big on my team. If without a team, there is no company. Like, yeah, you need customers and your team. So I'll back my team no matter what. And if they do something stupid, like there's so much I can do, I can't really back them up. Like, I don't know if Rick knows, but one of my technicians bumped into a mailbox and flew off. Yeah. And the way I found out, my client sent me a video from their Ring camera.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You're joking." So I went there in person and apologized to the wife. Yeah. And yeah, they're just like, "Hey, it just the way you handled that was perfect." And they ended up leaving us a review about how I handled the situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you put out those fires immediately.
Yeah. I guess my nightmare client was actually fairly recently. I fired her, and you know what? It's counterintuitive to to think about firing a client, but sometimes it's the absolute best thing you can do. This client was 2 dogs and fairly big yard, but a lot of junk in the yard. And um, anyway, she was starting to complain. We'd come and visit and do the yard, and she'd complain if your employee wasn't long enough in the yard. I said, well, did we miss anything? Well, yeah, I did find one, but well, then time isn't really an issue. It's we do the job, and when it's clean, we leave. Then the next week, she says your guy didn't show up. I checked Jobber, and sure enough, he was there for 9 or 10 minutes. And I sent her a clip of it, and she said, "Well, I'm installing a camera in my backyard now, so I can monitor you guys." And then the last time was he missed 4 piles, and my technician came back and said, "Rick, ever since she's been complaining, I've been doing a fantastic job in that yard." And we realized she was just trying to get free scoops, so get comped for that 1 week that we visit and save some money. And so I reached out and I said, "Sorry, I didn't make anything up. I didn't say we're not servicing your area anymore," which some scoopers do. I said, "We just don't have a good fit. You're clearly not happy with the service we're providing, and we're going to let you go, and hopefully you can find another scooper that you can work with."
Mm-hmm.
And sent that message, didn't hear anything. The next week when we would have came out, she messaged and said, "I thought you weren't serious. I thought you'd still." I said, "No, absolutely serious." And she begged to come back on board at that point, but sorry, you're just not a good fit.
I mean, I'm sure it's crazy for some of these newer scoopers who have like 1, 5, 10 customers, and they're hearing us say like we fire customers, but like that's the reality. At a specific point, your brand and your company attracts a specific kind of customer, and I know all 3 of us, we can name 5, 10 amazing customers, and we want more of those. And eventually you find the customers that are just shit quality, and you just start letting them go, because the time that you can be servicing a bad customer, you can be servicing 2 better customers that pay you more, that actually treat you like family, instead of, like John said, having to be nervous about entering a yard. No one should ever feel scared or nervous to enter someone's yard. We're picking up dog shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, my biggest thing, I mean, we've all worked in like some type of customer service or whatever, and you've been screamed at or whatever by a customer or client of some sort. And I always knew I'm going to start my own business, and I don't want to deal with that. No one wants to deal with that. So if a client gives me a little bit of stress like that, like I'll fire them too. Like, it's your business for a reason. Like, do you want to have anxiety every day, like be nervous that someone's going to complain or yell at you or complain about your text? No, like this is your business. You do what you want for what's best for you, mentally, physically. Like, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may suck. You'll lose $20 a week or whatever, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I don't mind complaints at all. Like, if somebody calls and says, you missed a pile, we'll redo it. No questions asked. And if they're really unhappy, we'll comp them that week. They don't have to pay.
100%.
But if it's twice in a month and we know that we're doing a good job, they're not a good fit, because it's just taking too much time and energy to make it right, and when we probably didn't make it wrong. So yeah,
customer complaints, I view them as a good thing. I mean, yeah, it sucks it happens, but it allows you time to, because we keep track of our customer complaints, like when it happened, the reason, the technician. So if we see like, okay, Jane Doe over here on our team has gotten 3 complaints, so maybe they need a retraining. I'm gonna side with my technician, or like my client. I'm gonna leave them that waste but miss. So we'll go right back out, or first thing in the morning, We'll go back out, and if there's again, like, hey, I'm very glad you said something, because I'd much rather you say something and we correct it, make it right, versus you canceling and finding another scooper. So like maybe there's a spot that he hasn't been like checking, or like we'll make note of that. So I love any type of feedback, good or bad, because I want to know constantly how we need to improve, what we're doing good at. So I tell all my clients, like, please, if you notice anything, just call. Like, we'll make it right. Like,
Don't leave it.
Mhm.
Tell me right away.
And I was telling Rick just about this before the live stream. Like, I had a customer complain about missed piles, and I did the exact same thing. I said, I'm so sorry that we've been missing piles, and I'm embarrassed that my team has been doing this. He started the email with like, hello friends. So this is a customer who like obviously cares, and he's bringing this to our attention. And I asked, can you please help us and take pictures of the areas that we've been missing, so I can make sure my team thoroughly checks those areas moving forward. And he sent me pictures. I haven't looked at them yet, but most customers are very understanding, especially if it's like a huge yard or they have a bunch of dogs. But it really is worth trying to invest a little bit into building relationships with all your customers, because they'll give you that much more leeway when a pile does get missed.
Mm-hmm.
Cody, can we, it's a good chance to segue into reviews. There's an ugly truth in reviews. They're not all 5 stars, no matter what you do.
In what sense? With like fake reviews?
Fake reviews, or
oh my god!
Sometimes you'll do a perfect job for a client, one time clean up. You didn't miss anything, and you get a 4-star review, and you ask them, "Did we miss anything? Is there something we did wrong?" "Oh no, you did a great job." "Well, why was it a 4-star, not a 5? "Oh, I just don't give 4 stars because I don't believe that anybody does a perfect service." Well, and then you get people that, leave 1-star reviews for quite often fake, but 1-star reviews because they're really disappointed in something, and it's an opportunity. You can turn that ugliness around and have a really well thought out response to them, and apologize and explain how you're going to change things around, and those reviews mean just as much or more than a 5-star review to me.
Dude, 100%. Like if I look at a business, I immediately go to their 1-star reviews and check how the business owner responded. John was with me when I got my first 1-star review, and I was devastated.
I remember
and we
3 months ago, maybe.
I was heartbroken, and we spent like 45 minutes trying to craft a response.
It was a very good response. We got a good response.
We had a really good response.
Very, very good. But yeah.
Linear Scoop says, hello, gentlemen. And then Ty Optics says, what's up, man?
He lives right by me. We're good buddies.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. I used to be a photographer, and I guess, him too. We used to take photos together around Chicago.
Sick.
Yeah, he's killing it. Keep up the great work, man. But yeah, reviews they are beneficial, and they can break your heart. I'm glad you mentioned, Rick, actually, about what you do with the 4-star. We do the same thing. Fishing clean. We do the same. If there's anything lower than a 5, so even like a 4, I'll text them personally. I'm like, hey, thank you so much for the review. That really means a lot. That's a great review. But was there anything like off, or anything we can like provide? Like, how can we provide you a 5-star experience every time? Like, what can we do to do better? And come to find out, we weren't checking a spot, but it wasn't listed in our service area. So it was like a mulch bed, and we just had the grass. So reaching out to them and figure out why, like, how can you do better? And we're like, hey, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to leave us a review. They're very beneficial for a small business like us. But like, how can we do better? Like, I appreciate any feedback. And you sign it owner. It means a lot that an owner reaches out to them personally. That's all it was. So we got it cleared out, cleared up. So hopefully she changes it one day. If not, it's all good. Yeah. My very first review was a 1-star. I know we talked about this before.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No
Very
way.
Yep. So that took a long time to build that back up. Uh, uh,
I
but
gotta be back.
I needed that.
Back in 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead and look. I haven't had a 1-star
Dude,
since.
I mean, you're still 5.0 on Google.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
very first
500,
one.
539 5-star reviews. That's incredible.
We take pride in our work, man. Yeah, you can see the first one, but it was the first time I started, and I didn't expect the busyness of a spring rush, and it was just me. I was out scooping, answering emails when I get home, like later on in the evening, and it took forever to get back to people, and that was a huge wake up call. I look at reviews as like all right, how can we do better? We can't let this happen again. So that's when I got very big into automation, software.
They gave me an online quote and said they could come out this week and then nothing. Won't return calls or emails. Very unprofessional. Damn, John, you really gonna do that?
So, like I said, spring rush. I was so able to get to him that week. So I responded to his email 2 days later. Like that's how swamped I was. So it was like a Monday we were talking. I responded to him Wednesday or Thursday. When I got back, I still was able to do it on Friday, but it's like, no, I already got it scooped up.
As I said in my last email.
Yeah. I told I didn't know that I was gonna be that busy. That's when I first started. But that was a huge wake up call. So after that, I'm like, okay, what can I do? I hired a VA to answer the phones. I got instant quoting, automated. I got Jobber right away. And then I needed systems. That was a wake up call. I needed systems. I need someone to answer the phone.
Probably one of the best systems other than Jobber that I've invested in because of you, John, is Review Harvest. poopspoopsfornews.com/review harvest, but it's amazing. I did a live stream with Clay from Review Harvest. If you haven't checked that out, we break down a bunch of SEO myths on why your Pooper Scooper business isn't showing up on Google. But his software, Review Harvest, is just incredible. I have 331 5-star reviews now. John has 539. And the Poop Ballet
160 some.
162.
But the day that I signed up, within a week I doubled or tripled. Yeah.
Tyler said he recently got 3 random 2-star reviews from fake accounts. I'm assuming from another competitor. That sucks.
John, you shouldn't be sending those.
I got a 1-star for someone who almost crashed into me. I honked at them and they attacked me on all of our social media. Wow.
Sorry to hear that.
See, I'm super sorry. See, those are customer nightmares. That's the ugly truth of being a Pooper Scooper.
That's the ugly truth about having a wrapped vehicle.
I was just about to say, I'm not an aggressive driver. I'm very calm, but I love to honk my horn at people at red lights if it's green and they haven't gone, I'll honk. But in my wrap truck, I don't do anything. My hands are just like this the entire time. I don't want anyone to cause an issue because I'm in my truck.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with them. That's why we have dash cameras in all of our vehicles to monitor that. Alerts us cell phone use, speeding, harsh braking, all that stuff.
How much were your dash cameras?
At first, so we use Raven. If anyone wants to look into that, Raven Connected, and I think it's around $300 for the camera, and then monthly like $25.
Is Review Harvest good for lower number client scoopers? I think
it actually is, because what's great about Review Harvest, you only get charged per review. So yeah,
$10, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you're not getting a review, you're not getting charged. So it's great.
And another good thing with Review Harvest is Clay has started a school SKOOL group just for SEO type stuff because he knows that space so well, and it's free. Fantastic resource. He's got some great stuff on there.
Did you guys tell you what's rolling out here soon?
You about to spill some tea?
Can't. I'm not doing.
I've been trying to. He messaged me again. I think today or yesterday. He wants to do another live stream with me. So maybe I'm gonna.
If anyone's edge about joining, you're gonna want to join after this new update that's coming out.
Yeah. I just posted in the chat. poopspoopsfornews.com/review harvest. check it out.
I talked to him about a week ago, but didn't mention anything yet. So
me and Clay have been buddies for a while. Yeah.
Well, you got the whole Pooper Scooper community onto Review Harvest because it was all Nice Job before, and there's nothing wrong with Nice Job.
Nice Job was awesome. It did a nice
Review
job.
Harvest is just better.
Way better. I mean, yeah, I was using
photos and
we were all using Nice Job. It took a while to get the amount of reviews, but it's just a personalization in his. It's got their name on the image.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it looks like we just made it and sent it out to them.
Yeah.
And like the follow up is good. Yes. And but what's nice about Clay, he studies when's the best time to ask, what's the best thing to say. So he's constantly changing things up and studying. He wants you to get reviews.
Very, very smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was chatting with his wife a couple of weeks ago, Carly, and
she's super nice.
She works in the business now, and she's very helpful.
Yeah, they're a great team.
Yeah, and then King, guy named King works for them, and he, always responds quickly to messages and emails, and just a great all around service.
It is, yeah, great company to work with.
Segue under there's a typo. I should fix that. But underpricing disasters. We've all been pooper scoopers, and we've all done a scoop that took us 30 plus hours, and we charge $5.
Yeah.
I have so many examples of that. But what about you guys? What's the worst scoop you've ever done, and did you get paid enough for that scoop?
When I first started, I was laid off from my construction job and I was taking cash and whatnot. So my spring cleanings they started at $45. And
no shame in that.
Yeah. So I think they felt bad because of how long I was in the yard and what I was charging. And I got a lot of tips, but it wasn't enough. It was just, what your hourly worth should be. So I was thinking like, all right, this is what I'm making at my union job, so like anything that takes about an hour, like I'll just charge like what I'm making like cash. But so I mean at first, I would probably like $45, $50, and then I think it'd only take me an hour, but it'd be like 3 hours long. And I'm like, okay, I gotta so it's just when you start, like you know what I mean? And once you dial in your numbers, you know exactly what to charge. But that's how when I first started.
I had a spring cleanup for this house that had 8 dogs, and this was in my first year, and I didn't have a Corona rake. I didn't have a quickie debris dustpan. I used like those plastic trays from like Petco and a 5-gallon bucket, and her entire yard is just mud. And I literally filled up her garbage can. I picked up so much shit and mud from her yard. I filled up her entire garbage can, and I didn't even finish the yard. And I charged her like $200 when it should have been at least like $400 or $500. And I didn't finish the job. And then she messaged me like a week later asking me like, when am I going to come back to like finish the job? And I told her like, well, honestly, like I underpriced my service, and like I did way too much work for like the amount. So if you want me to come back, I'm gonna have to charge more. And she wasn't happy with that at all. So I ended up like I shouldn't have said that, but I ended up giving her a refund. So I gave her like half of her money back. Wow. That was the worst yard I've ever had.
Man. Yeah, there was a period where it was a spring rush and all the poop was like on mulch, and it was like so like deep into it that we had to scrape. We had to like, I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 inches deep of like mulch that we needed to take out. And I got like a little bit, and I'm like, we can't do this. So I was like, because I had like a dumpster. So when I first started, I had a Jeep Wrangler with a wheelchair carrier with like a pretty big garbage can in the back, and I filled it, and I only made like a dent, like barely a dent in this mulch. And I'm like, we're gonna have to come back. So like I'll just take like $40. We've been there for like 2 hours. Like I'll come back. And I was like, I'm not going back there. I was like, So Yeah.
We have a question from Cam. Any advice for brand new scoopers that live in a state that snows a lot? And I'm in Canada near Toronto, so yeah, I know that space pretty well. For me, the worst one was I went to clean a yard, very small yard, but it was spring rush, and it had frozen overnight. So I'm there with the red Corona rake and just hammering away at frozen turds trying to get them up. And I did about half the yard, and I said to them, "I'm sorry, I've just got to take the rest of the day, and I'll come back tomorrow to do it." And they said, "No, that's okay, we'll do it." And then she sent a message to us and said, "It took us 15 minutes to finish the yard. We just raked it up quickly." And I said, "Well, I was there at 9 o'clock when it was frozen solid, and you did it at 2 in the afternoon when everything melted. It would have been a 15-minute job for me." But so don't, my advice to Cam is don't scoop when it's frozen overnight. You wait until it melts.
And you mentioned the red Corona rake. That's probably the best tool you can use. Specifically the GT 3070 Corona rake. That's been a great tool for me during the post-winter cleanups with all the ice and having to chip dog.
Like you said, when it turns into mud too, you can just start scraping.
Yeah.
I'll flip that on the side and use like the side tines to scrape.
That's nice. It's a great rake. We use them all year long.
Yeah, me too.
I tried that Lowe's Child's rake. I have it on fallback in case like one of my rakes break, and I accidentally gave like my Corona rake to someone else, and I had to use that kids one. I'm like, I have to like scoop it like 8 times, like one pile, and like my wrist.
Every now and then, the springy metal will just fling a poop, 20 feet.
Yeah, the Corona rake it's good all year round, especially if you have like the easy grip or something. Like it just makes it.
I mean, you're mentioning having to scoop like 7-8 times for like one pile, but that goes into another ugly truth: body pains. I didn't even realize how much my hands would be affected. Like my hands were screwed after the first year because I wasn't using a Corona rake. I wasn't using easy grip handles. So I had trigger fingers on like most of my fingers until I started using some of these other, not safety equipment, but like ergonomic handles just to protect your body, because it's really grueling having to do the same motion over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially in the spring rush, like my lower back is like on fire. I have to like stand up straight. Like it hurts to like stand up, so I have to like just hold it for a minute. But yeah, especially like the wrist too.
Trigger finger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm willing to say you're not a real pooper super until you get trigger finger.
Yeah. Or tennis elbow.
Tennis
elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, linear scoops. Tennis elbow.
Like that.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Ethan, what's going on, brother?
What kind of body pains do you guys got going on? I know Rick suffers tremendously.
Part of it is, diabetes at age 57, and diabetes. I have neuropathy in my feet, horrible, and that's why I don't scoop hardly at all anymore. I have two employees part-time that do all the scooping. But yeah, I'd get the sore wrists and the tennis elbow, but trigger finger I've never had, but I know that's a bad one.
I had an accident when I was like 10 or 12 years old that left me with a herniated disc. So since I've been 12, I've had like chronic back pain, and I also have scoliosis. So my back is just fucked, so that scooping really sucks, especially being in like that position where you're just like down the entire time. Make sure you're stretching your shoulders back. Make sure you're always stretching your fingers. Make sure you're stretching and like rubbing the bottom of your feet. I have flat feet, and like my feet suffer from like really long scoops, and I have to put them in Epsom salt sometimes.
That's why I usually try to go for like I'll look for like younger athletic technicians. Like I've noticed like if they have a background in like sports, they're just naturally competitive and like really good at scooping. That's a little tip there. If they got a background in sports.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, fellows. What type of sanitizers do you guys use, and is it an upgrade in price for use?
Great question.
Wishy-wash gang. Wishy-wash is the best.
And it is an upgrade in price for us. Yeah.
Courtney, I don't know if she's still on the call. She's the queen of Wizzy Wash. She upsells so well, and I think she said nearly half of her clients use Wizzy Wash or use her service, which is fantastic.
And John had an amazing strategy during the summertime to. A lot of people leave during the summertime, so you supplement the loss by just upselling Wishy-wash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we texted and emailed all of our existing clients and say, hey, it's getting warmer out, and if you thought about adding a sanitizing on or deodorizing treatment onto your service, we can do it every service, every other, once a month. It's really as needed. And
can one of you spell Wizzy Wash for Tonk?
WYSIWASH.
I just posted a link. Wishy-wash. Poopscoopsfornoobs.com/wishy-wash.
Yeah, it's
wow.
good.
Wow, thank you, fellas, for answering. I'm looking to start my own business, but trying to research as much and nervous as all outdoors. LOL. There's nothing to be nervous about.
You got it.
It's hard work. This entire live stream, we've just been complaining about being a pooper scooper, but just because we're complaining doesn't mean it's not rewarding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah. But this live stream just lets you know what to watch for, what the pitfalls are, and maybe you can avoid them.
I need Linear Scoop says I need more to use Wishy-wash. I only have 2 that are weekly. What is a good way to get more on board?
I'll suggest something, and it's not something I do, but more and more people are doing it, is having 3 different service levels, call it a bronze, silver, and gold, something like that. So just an idea, your bronze level could be just weekly scooping, and that's it. And then and maybe not take the poop with you. And a silver could be, the scoop and taking the waste away with you. And then the gold could be all of the above plus Wizzy Wash. That's a good way to bring Wizzy Wash in.
Rockstar says first hit's always free. I mean, you could do the spray one time and tell customers, like, look how amazing this is. Your yard smells perfect. And then they're going to wish they had it in 2 to 3 weeks.
And the thing about Wizzy Wash is it costs pennies, literally pennies to spray it. It's so cheap, and you can charge $20, $25 an application.
Rick, what are you doing? You're gonna make Wishy-wash go on a shortage again.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so yeah, and you can do it either way. You can try to have running a special where your first scoop includes a wash. It's just try different offers, see what sticks with your clients. Every market's kind of different. We've been pushing like a prepay. I won't dive into exactly what we're doing, but we've been pushing a prepay subscription for a certain amount of months, and that includes free treatments in it. So just kind of get creative, or you can just be honest with people. Like, I've done it multiple times. Where like, hey, I noticed it really stinks over like in this corner. Have you thought about just trying our Wizzy Wash treatment? I can apply it next time, see if you like it, and move forward. We can
or say, since I'm already here, we might as well just spray the yard, and a percentage of people are going to say yes because you offered it.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta ask.
I like that idea of the first one free, if that's what it takes to, either keep them as a client or bring on a new client.
Brockstar said, sorry, go ahead.
If the yard really smells, this stuff works.
And Brockstar said, hi there, you are my lucky customer for the day. I need to prime my Wishy-wash for the day. Can I start with you before I get to my regular Wishy-wash clients? I mean, that's a really good positioning.
Yeah. Get creative. Try different things. Yeah, I mean, you may have it on your, Facebook page or website, but not everyone's going to look at that. So I would just reach out to them directly.
Or you are my lucky customer for the day. I need to drain my wishy-wash hose. Can I hit your yard as my last wishy-wash for the day?
There you go. I like those. Those are creative.
If you're going to drain anything in a yard, that's what you need to drain.
Yeah,
Because if a client caught you draining something else in a corner, they'll probably
and going back, it's funny you say that, because going back to employee nightmares, like I've heard scoopers talk about employees urinating in customers' yards.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And with so many cameras being used now, like it's just don't do it.
Like, you have to assume you're being watched. Everyone has a cheap camera from Amazon.
Yeah.
Linear Scoops asks, what is the average price you guys run? I would say my average monthly price is $105, including commercial.
Is he talking about WYSIWASH or?
Oh, I guess so. Maybe I didn't even think of that.
Ours start at 25, but that's in combination with the scoop. We can do one-off, but we charge more.
I've tried doing packages, so unlimited at 67, twice a month at 47, and then one time at 27. And no one has ever gotten the unlimited. No one has ever gotten the twice a month. But I get a couple of one times.
We have a lot of clients that want it every week, which is nice.
And for those in Canada, it's not called WYSIWASH, it's called Aquachlor. It's the exact same product. They just have to, for some reason, brand it differently in Canada. I can't order WYSIWASH and bring it across the border. You're not allowed to, but Aquachlor in Canada, if anybody's listening and want to use it here.
We just watched our house painter pee in our yard on the camera. It happens. People are so disrespectful.
Can you imagine posting a screenshot of him in the corner as a review on Google?
Extreme.
100%. Nico Sune, if that's how you pronounce it, take a picture of that person peeing and post it as a review.
Yeah.
Send it to the owner.
Yeah, I was sending the owner. I don't know about a review. I wouldn't do it, but
you wouldn't send it as a review?
No, because we've had mess ups too, and I'm glad the client's brought it to my attention versus leaving a review. We've had some.
Okay. Definitely send it to the owner.
Yeah.
And then, depending on how their owner reacts, then post as a review.
Yes.
Yard Guard Wishy-Wash is my favorite upsell for sure. I just need to find a solution to weak garden spigots.
That's the thing. Unless you get like a backpack sprayer and fill it up in the morning, like fill up some jugs. We used to do that. We used to have.
I think, not to interrupt, and I think that this is Nicholas from Yard Guard. Nicholas.
Yeah, we used to do that when I first started. So I got like those Ryobi backpack sprayers, and we would have 5-gallon jugs in the back. And in the morning, we would just hook up the WYSIWASH like normal and just fill them up, and then we would just dump that into the backpack sprayers and do it that way.
Wow.
But it sucks. Like if someone wants to add it last minute, then if you run out, you can't do it. So that's why now I just do the hoses, and every truck's equipped with the hoses and the treatment.
Challenge in the northern states that have rough winters because clients are notoriously lazy in turning on their water from, they shut it off in the house so that it doesn't freeze, and takes them forever to put the water back on. So using WYSIWASH is a tough one when that happens.
Or speaking of freeze, like during the winter time, if it snows and you can't even open the gate, or the gate because of the snow blocking the actual gate from moving, or from the latch being frozen over. Our friend Brian Chester from Super Scoopers, he told me he would have to bring a thermal of hot water to melt the ice on the handle, because he would start scooping super early in the morning and the sun hasn't come out yet, or to melt it.
Bring one of those torches.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, he's getting the job done no matter what. So I'm not surprised that he's got hot water and a thermos.
Oh, Brian is who I want to be when I grow up.
Oh yeah, he's killing
He
it.
runs a slick operation.
Mm-hmm.
Tonk, man, this session is so awesome. Thank you so much, fellas. You're welcome.
Yeah. Good luck with everything.
Linear scoops. I'm doing 19.95 weekly and 39 for one time. What do you think?
Whereabouts are you, linear scoops?
And I would also it would also depend like how long is it taking you to spray, because I think I don't remember who I was talking to. Maybe it was Cole. But like when they do wishy-wash, it literally takes up like 7 to 10 minutes to like spray a yard. But when we do wishy-wash, it's taking us 25-30 minutes because of the size of the yards. And maybe that's why I wish I could upsell more wishy-wash, but it takes so much time, and like for the price that I have to charge to do it, like I'd rather just not do wishy-wash anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta charge
Arizona.
Yeah, you gotta charge what's fair. I mean, you gotta think about it. I mean, I'm willing to eat a little bit because that we're not driving to another yard. We're not driving 5-10 minutes and spending money on gas and windshield time. We're already there. So we just got to factor in like 1/8 of an acre. We charge about 25 to 29, depending. Like if they have trees in there that you're wrapping the hose around, and well, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a big open area, it's a lot easier. So, yeah, you just got to price it right.
Do you guys drain your hose at the end of the wishy-wash?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tablet gets mushy if you don't.
Yeah, it starts to eat at the capsule.
capsule.
It eats at the capsule if you don't. But
I meant the actual hose, not the wishy-wash container, but like I don't remember who is like trolling me or making fun of me that I don't like wind my hose and it still has a bunch of water, and then it just drains into like my white bucket. So we had to change the bucket into like actually have holes so the water drains.
I was just gonna say that's what you need to do. Use one of the shrinking hoses, and
that's what we use, the shrink hose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I could say something about Arizona, not being in Arizona, from what I understand, they have an awful lot of that turf, the green astroturf stuff.
Mm.
It works better.
And that stuff really starts to stink. So that's not a hard upsell in a place like Arizona.
I do 15 minutes with 19.95 for one time. It's 39. I do 20-25 minutes because I will hit the whole yard twice. Wow.
39. That's not bad. That's 80. You want to kind of. I think you'll kind of want to look at $80 to $100 per hour should be your rate of service.
Yeah, because the 15 with 19.95, that's a little over $1 a minute, but the 39 for 20 to 25 minutes, that's almost $2 a minute.
Yeah,
like 150, $170.
$1.50 is kind of where I look for.
Yeah, $1.50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I would raise the rates if it's for that 15 minutes at 19.95. Yeah.
Micah, are you guys offering one-time cleanups in spring, or do you require recurring?
That's a great question. Great question.
We offer one times. Yeah, we offer one times. I mean, yeah, it takes a while, but they're good money makers, and we do convert a lot of them to recurring. So even though they don't sign up, they may not sign up for they don't sign up for recurring then. They may sign up later. So reach out to them later with offers and whatnot. So yeah, we definitely do.
That's a great point, because I talk about it all the time. The most valuable asset in your business is your customer list.
Mm-hmm.
So even though someone does a one-time appointment, they might need another one-time appointment a year from now, or you might just give them an offer at the right time in their life that it's actually enticing for them, and then they'll sign up with you.
So I told you guys about my lead technician quitting the first day of spring rush. So what we did is, instead of having this huge amount of spring rushes that we had to get done in a 6-week period, we stopped taking one-time clients and said, we're not doing one-times, but we will do an initial cleaning for you if you sign up for 3 months of recurring service. And it was amazing how many people signed up for that 3 months. There are scoopers out there in northern states that do not do any spring rushes.
Do you regret that decision?
No, I actually it helped build my client base at that point.
Mm-hmm.
and it kept our sanity with our main employee quitting. So yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a. Are you saying that you offer like a free spring cleaning? Is that what you're saying?
No, still charge for it, but we call it an initial cleaning if they sign up for 3 months.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's still a spring cleanup, and we still charge our regular rate, which is we charge. I think it's 75 for the first half hour, and then $1.50 a minute after that.
I charged more this year for initials and one-time appointments, and I had an even higher conversion rate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just keep pushing it. Keep pushing.
If you have great branding and you're professional, people will pay the price.
How are you guys cleaning your equipment? Using the sprayer for the rig seems to like it takes so much and it doesn't fully get everything off.
I mean, we spray as well. We have like brushes too. We brush like those bristle brushes, like the cleaning ones. We use that on our rakes to get everything off.
I know some scoopers, it really depends on what kind of vehicle you have, but I know some scoopers with trucks, they'll have a dunking station, so they'll just put the rake upside down in a bucket of solution, and it'll really help with all the residue that gets stuck on the rake.
Mm-hmm. So I have a portable power washer. You can get them off Amazon for around $100 or a little bit cheaper. You know, it's a wand and has a rechargeable battery on the bottom, just like a DeWalt drill would. And then it has a long hose with it. And then we use one of these camping containers, fill it with water and just a regular soap. And we spray the stuff down with this power sprayer, and it takes the shit off in seconds. And then we have just a little spray bottle full of half bleach and half water, and that's what sanitizes it, as long as it stays on your rake for more than 10 minutes, I believe. So we use two different rakes. So we'll do 1 yard with the rake, clean it, set it aside, use the other one, and then just switch back and forth, so you know they're getting the 10-minute for it to be able to sanitize. So that's how we.
And some people use like sanitation wipes as well, just to finish it off. And it's always recommended to spray your rake and equipment after the scoop, because then the solution can still work on the metal in between your drive time.
Yep.
Cleaner brushes, metal or plastic bristles, John?
We just use the plastic bristle one.
Yeah, we have one too. If the sprayer doesn't get everything off, like in the red Corona, sometimes right, at the bottom of the 2 tines, it kind of cakes on there. So we have a plastic one, but it's hard bristle plastic.
Yeah, it's hard bristle. You can't use like super soft. Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Like I said, we did a similarly one person cancel after 3 months. Thanks for answering. I don't mind one-time payment sometimes. Sometimes when it's worth it.
Yeah.
I live in LA, Ben said. I live in LA, but I may be moving to Texas. Would it be worth it to start a Pooper Scooper business here in LA or Texas?
Ooh. If it's Dallas, Fort Worth, if you're moving to that area, there's probably 30 big scoopers in that area. Like, I mean, really big. There's probably
with 70 other newer scoopers that started this year.
Yeah, there's probably 50 in Dallas, Fort Worth that have over 1,500 recurring clients. Like, it's just a big boom there.
It's tough. I mean, at least the poop scoop industry is not as saturated as like landscapers, so I feel like you're still got a good chance. You just got to make yourself different than the rest. Make them want to switch over to you.
And not to get political, we only talk about poop scooping, but would you really rather live in LA in California or Texas? Probably Texas, because they have friendlier laws towards business owners. There's a reason why a lot of businesses are leaving states like New York and California. And I'm a New Yorker. I love New York. But there's a reason why a lot of businesses are moving to Texas, for example.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that's a wrap. It's been an awesome live stream.
Sounds good.
Both of you are awesome. I appreciate you too. Quick shout out to John and Rick, but before we finish that up with them, obviously sponsor of this YouTube live stream is Jobber. I'm super happy of my CRM, even though we were poo-pooing them a little bit earlier today. That does not mean Jobber isn't an amazing software to use. I've used it to grow my Pooper Scooper business to over 200 customers. John was at 500 when he had Jobber. Rick is using Jobber. poopscoopsfornoobs.com/Jobber. Still using it. poopscoopsfornoobs.com/Jobber. Get yourself a 14-day free trial. Right now, they're doing 30% off for the first 3 months. So poopscoopsfornoobs.com/Jobber if you want to take your Pooper Scooper business to the next level. John, Rick, where can people find you? When's the next session? Tog is asking, when is the next session? Well, honestly, this was impromptu. I just messaged my friends like, hey, who wants to do a live stream with me? So I'm trying to get more structure. I released a video earlier today celebrating 4 years on YouTube, and something that I mentioned in that video is I want to start doing more live streams, but I want to do a call-in show. So we have a phone number on the bottom of the screen, and people can just call in, and we're just going to do it live. Nice. So I really want to start doing that. I don't know when it's going to, but I want to start adding more live sessions because I love talking to you guys. We talk about this all the time, but it's also fun having more people to interact with. So I appreciate.
Maybe you could do one when you hit 4,000 subscribers. You're close.
The live call-in show.
Yeah, I mean you're at 3,800, right? Yeah,
well, I guess John is throwing down the gauntlet. Get me to 4,000 subscribers, and then I'll start the live call-in show. That's a promise to everyone.
Let's work on that. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Linear Scoops, Tonk. Oh my God, that'll be great. John, Rick, where can people find you if they want to chat more?
Go ahead.
thepoopvalet.ca. And all my socials are linked at the top on the website. So yeah, thepoopvalet.ca for Canada.
Region Scoopers, or if you ever want to contact me directly with anything, it's john@regionscoopers.com. I'll be happy to help.
Anthony Salazar, poopscoopsfornoobs.com. Follow me on all my socials. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Hit the like, subscribe, share this video to your Pooper Scooper friends because we shared a bunch of knowledge. But this was an awesome live stream, guys. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you on the next scoop. And as always, acknowledge the now. Bye.
Peace.